Things are not looking all too good. Clear rejection yesterday, the $60,800 level, the most important level for Bitcoin. Expected we will get definitely one more retest. Bitcoin is potentially here in massive danger, and this downtrend could last way longer than what you think. I will show you how long exact I believe we're still going to be stuck here and from where we finally will break to the upside. Let's go. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode here once again. Let me get directly into the content for today. So there are some outliers that could change the trajectory of Bitcoin's price movement today, and that has something to do with economic data that will come out later today, and that is the core PCE numbers and also the PCE price index month on month and year on year. That's coming out this afternoon in the US afternoon at 3:30 p.m., which is in my time 8:30-ish, so in like 6 hours from where I'm recording this here. Yeah, so once you are watching the video, it might be 5 hours. So let's say in the next 5 to 6 hours, PCE data comes out. If it would come in more bullish than what it's expected, then we could see potentially a jump in the Bitcoin price. But I'm not putting too much weight on that. It's just a possible scenario that I'm seeing, but Bitcoin is not really reacting to anything right now a lot, which is quite concerning, but it has something to do with the time capitulation that I was talking about. I'm going to show you here in a moment something really interesting, but first let's stick here with the economic data. We will only see a change in Bitcoin if PCE comes out, like I said, more bullish than what people expect. At the same time, the DXY will start going down back into the support area here. Only then we're gonna see a jump in Bitcoin above $60,000 once again. Otherwise, if it stays as expected or comes in more bearish than expected, then you can bet on that the DXY will start rallying here to the upside, and that will put pressure on all risk on assets and especially on Bitcoin, and will also push us into lower prices. I was looking at the multiple capitulation periods that we had for Bitcoin. So, and what I discovered was that it is, first of all, not the longest capitulation period that we have ever seen in Bitcoin, and of course also not the shortest. And because of that, there is a high probability that we potentially are in for another 30 days, between 14 and 30 days of more sideways chop before we finally get a really nice sustainable move here to the upside with continuation. Because when we're looking here into 2018, into that bear market, where we consolidated before we finally broke here into a small bull run, this took 247 days. So that is 8 months, guys. 8 months of more or less sideways downwards chop before we finally broke it to the upside. And then we saw something similar again in 2020, and by the end of April until August 2020. Yeah, let's say end of July. Where we then also after 89 days finally broke out here to the upside. And then we have a similar situation what we have now here in 2022, where we have also a downward sloping channel, the same what we are seeing now, and that went on for 208 days before we broke out of this to the upside and started to rally for the first time. And then of course also last year from March until the end of October, we had also a huge sideways range that we were trading in before we were breaking this to the upside. So I reckon somewhere in between 208 and 220 days is the range that we are gonna experience also this time again before we are finally breaking out of this range. So, and that would be currently putting us above $65,000 approximately. So if I extend here this line, and let's say we would do this by end of September, which would put us at over, roughly 200 20 days. So that would bring us above $65,600, $200 to break this downward sloping trend line and finally leave that parallel downward sloping channel. That's at least based on fractals what we should expect here. I'm not saying that this has to play out. It is just to show you that we might need to be a little bit more patient than what everybody is thinking. So just that you know what's actually going on here. So now when we're going into lower time frames, the first sign that Bitcoin will make its move, the upside, will be when we reclaim the $60,800 level. That's right now the most important level for Bitcoin to reclaim. Here that underlying support resistance flip zone that we are currently trading below. That is the area that we need to flip from 59,850 to 60,870. Once we are flipping this here, you can expect that we will continue to go to the upside, but that is the most important level right now to watch, and I would not open any positions before we have flipped $60,800 unless we would break $57,000, $56,000, then I would take a chance and long all the way down from here into this resistance area and then decide if I want to hold on to this trade with potential continuation, taking profit if we get another rejection to the downside here. Then on the 12-hourly chart, also here, clear rejection yesterday from the point of control on the VPVR. As you can see here, the longest volume bar on the 12-hourly chart came in here as resistance, and also the EMA ribbon was in alignment with that and was giving us here resistance. Regardless, the indicators are showing that bullish momentum is slowly coming back here into Bitcoin. The RSI wants to bounce off the 42% level. The stochastic RSI put in a buy signal, and the MACD is also showing that selling pressure is slowing down with potential turnaround here and soon a buy signal by Saturday, Sunday at some point, which should get us above $61,000. So I take this with a grain of salt, because even if we get above this level, we have immediately the next resistance here at $63,400 that we need to break. Actually need to change the color of this here once again from that support resistance flip zone. And only if we can manage to break here the $63,400 level, we will finally leave this downward sloping parallel channel that we're trading in. That will be the key area to flip to get our breakout. But of course, first we need the first step, which will be a reclaim of $61,000. If we are not able to reclaim this here over the weekend or latest by next week Tuesday, expect that we will get definitely one more retest here into that green box, in my opinion. Also here on the daily chart, on the line chart, you see here clearly that we are trading below that former support area, which potentially gives us now resistance when we try to break above this. But when we're looking at the volume, we see here that over the last 2 days, we actually had more buying going on than selling, which is a good indication for a potential reversal here. I would still bet that once we are getting here a spike in volume and volatility, that this will coincide with a really strong move in Bitcoin here to the upside. When we are going then also here in this 12-hourly chart, see also here on the MDX algo indicator, also here strong rejection yesterday from the point of control from this volume indicator back to the downside. Potential retest today with PCE coming out, in my opinion. If we are getting bullish news on PCE tonight, then we could get a retest. But the big question remains, is there enough fuel right now in the tank in terms of bullish momentum for Bitcoin to break through this and get continuation to the upside? We're gonna have a look at liquidity here in a moment, so stick around. Here on the 1-hourly chart, now also things are not looking all too good. We are getting right now a rejection from the EMA ribbon, from the middle band, which is the key area to flip to either get continuation to the upside or get a rejection and come back to the downside. So now we are getting we got a rejection from here. We are still going sideways for the last 5 hours, so there is still a potential that we are reversing here with the next hourly candle in 15 minutes. But if we are closing below the EMA ribbon, expect that we will come and test lower levels here once again around the $59,000, $58,000 mark. But overall, this looks like a potential bigger W pattern that's forming here. If we get confirmation on that with a break of $61,700, the technical target is somewhere around $64,500. So, and that, of course, if we would get that move, that will open all the doors that we need to finally leave this boring range and be done with this capitulation. Because I want to tell you something here, guys. I woke up this morning and was thinking, should I not close all my positions? The market is not doing anything. It is super boring and just nothing is happening. Should I just not close my positions and wait until things are changing? And then I thought back and I was like, wait a second. I'm not the first time here. What I'm talking about, this is the fourth time that I'm seeing this, and the third time actively in the market seeing this. This is not unusual. This is decapitulation. This is how it feels like, where you feel like giving up, getting out, waiting with your money on the sideline, and then you miss the whole move once it's happening because it happens unexpectedly and is called catching you off guard. And I was like, no, I'm staying in the market. I will not make this mistake. And I'm now telling you guys, don't make this mistake. If you're in the market and you're holding spot positions, just walk away for 2 weeks and just don't look at the charts. That's the best thing that you can do. But don't try to micromanage your positions and try to intraday trade to get some action and you basically end up losing money. Guys, don't do this. This will get you wrecked and you will only lose money. Most likely only lose money because of your boredom, you know. So just don't do this. I'm telling you from experience, we are close to the end. And especially when you feel the itch, like, should I give up now? You know, I waited so long. I waited 186 days that something happens and nothing happened. Should I get out now? It's enough. It's 6 months, you know. That is the moment where you should not do anything and just sit this out. So again, guys, don't, in the worst case, if you don't know what to do, just do nothing, because we are really, really close to the end of that. It's in the worst case, like I said, another 30 days, then it's over. So just hang in there, guys, because even me, you know, as an experienced trader, I still get also sometimes trapped in these things and catch these kind of emotions where I think like, nothing fucking happened, you know, so I should just get out, you know. So and then I go back and think again, and I was like, no, wait a second. It happened before. So now when we're looking at the 4-hourly chart at the liquidation levels, here we could be in for one last quick flush to the downside, potentially back here into the golden ratio to $57,000. But guys, once we are tapping this level again, expect a strong reaction this time back to the upside, potentially straight above the 50 moving average here at $61,800. Funny enough, a lot of confluence again at that level. And once we're closing at least a couple 4-hourly candles above here or a daily candle, we know we are finally on the right way and going to get continuation to take out all this liquidity that is still sitting above us. And you also see this here still on the liquidation heat map, what has built up over the last 3 days. See here, the hottest area currently is below us, hence why I'm saying there is a potential that we get one quick flush to the downside to take all this liquidity out all the way down to $57,800, but then there's only liquidity left again to the upside that will then act as a magnet. And here you see also around the $60,000 level is some liquidity. It could coincide with the PCE data later coming out, that we get here the spike to the upside, then this flush to the downside, and then we continue to go into higher prices. When we're looking at the MDX algo gradient, here we see that based on the gradient, price has cooled down, is now in a blue phase where we slightly start to warm up here to move into higher prices. Here on this 4-hourly chart, price looks like that it wants to move at least to the $60,800 level to retest the super trend here, which will act as resistance because we're here in a downtrend currently. If we can break above that, it will flip back into an uptrend and will open the doors to move here into the bigger supply area at $65,000. So currently we are at strong support here in that demand area. You see also with all these wicks, when we try to move below $58,600, it always gets bought up. The MDX algo gradient indicator, reactor indicator, is also flipping here in a more bullish stance to make a wave back to the upside, something like this here. So, and when that is happening, price also accelerates and pushes to the upside. So, but again, we need to see over the next couple hours what's happening, but it's not looking all too bearish here, guys. You know, I have to be honest. As long as we are holding on here to this supply zone, demand zone, we should be fine. You know, as long as we're not breaking here below $57,600, we should get continuation to the upside. But like I said, be prepared that there's one more flush potentially waiting for us. And guys, if you want to trade in this volatile market and you have not any type of liquidity, remember, you still get $10 just for signing up on ZoomX. The 200 signups are almost done, guys. I think today we're gonna fill it up. So if you still want $10, be quick before we are at 200 signups to get your $10 here. And if you want to win with $100, $500, you only need to deposit $100 to potentially win twice a week $500 here. Then go to the link below, sign up on ZoomX, deposit $100, and then me and my team will go and check that you're eligible for the draw, and then draw one winner. So, and actually we're gonna do one now. I have here again my list, so you see here all the past winners. Let me actually mark all of them. You guys that have already won, you cannot win a second time. So just that you know, not that you think that you can potentially win here a second time. You can only win once. 20, yeah, technically 28. Let's make 28. 4 to 28. Let's see who is winning today. 4 to 28. Number 12. 12 did not win before. Nice. So if your account is 230244929, congratulations, you won $500 that you can trade with on ZoomX. Again, write an email to amcrypto.info@amcrypto.us and let my team know that you have won, and send a screenshot to prove that you actually own this account. And then we're gonna forward this to ZoomX. They will credit your account within 72 hours after you have sent us the email with the proof that you are actually owning this account number. So, and I'm gonna draw the next one on Sunday. So if you still want to win, deposit, like I said, sign up, deposit $100, and you stand a chance to win on Sunday another $500. Now let's go back to the charts. The total free market cap is declining here, so altcoins getting hammered right now. That's not what we want to see, but it is what it is. Here, the most important level to watch is $544 billion. That is a level that we cannot lose. If we break that, you're going to see that altcoins will drop like crazy to the downside. So that is also a really, really important level to hold. And within the current range also, this zone is something that we need to hold on to. So it will also get really, really ugly for us. We start losing this support area here between 554 and $562 billion. So if we're losing that, expect that a lot of the altcoins are going to experience major downwards movements. And when we're looking then at Ethereum, also here, really ugly price action, even though we are still putting in here a higher low. So we had here an insane lower low, and here a higher low, a higher low. So we are still having here somewhat a bullish structure, more or less. But again, we need to reclaim $2,700 to get continuation. Until then, we are still kind of in no man's land. And I would not long Ethereum until we break $2,620 or move back to $2,375. That would be the other area where I would be looking for a long, or potentially even $2,300. So these are the three areas from where I would looking for a long on Ethereum currently. Then Solana moved also below what I was expecting here, and the downward sloping trend line had to be adjusted. Can trade once again our original trade setup that we took from here all the way up to $164. We just need a break of this downward sloping trend line, which will coincide with the entry level of $141, and trade is then all the way up to $176. So we basically got a gift with a better entry. With higher returns, but we need to get this break of this downward sloping trend line here on the 4-hourly chart. Overall, the indicators are looking fine. We are getting in 2.5 minutes a buy signal on a stochastic RSI, potentially already a buy signal on the MACD, and the RSI is going sideways because now the support resistance flip zone here is again acting as resistance and gives us a hard time to break into higher prices here and break this downward sloping trend line at the same time. So but once we are breaking back into this and we're getting above $142, I will be looking to long this here to the upside. If we would get a gift and we get one nice flush here to like $131, I will also long from here, because I don't think that we will go any lower than that. And that will be a massive gift. So after this video, actually, I'm gonna place a limit order at $131, $132, just in case that we get one quick flush here and then go back to the upside. Otherwise, on ICP, I'm still waiting here for a reclaim of $7.98 or $8.24 to enter here. Look again here, we are below now the 200 moving average on the 4-hourly chart, and also still below the 50 moving average, which is kind of bearish. So I'm waiting here to get more clarity to enter here a trade on ICP, and until then I'm sitting on my hands. And just that you know, guys, if you also want this MDX algo indicator with the supply zones, demand zones, and the gradient, that's really helpful. There is a 10% discount link in the description below. Make use of that while you can, because this is also not lasting for much longer, so you should take advantage of that. Then I'm still looking here at Telegram. Also here a downward sloping trend line that needs to be broken, and a massive imbalance candle here that also needs to get filled at some point, all the way up here to $6.70. But I will be honest, across all time frames, Telegram looks really ugly right now. So, and it is not really responding to Bitcoin at all, and also not to other coins. It just does its own thing, and it is just going sideways, which is not bad, because at some point we're gonna get a bigger move here, and I reckon that move will be to the upside, because we got our lower low here. Here is a higher low. So, and the overall structure is still bullish, which is telling me that we should get here a nice move. But be aware that the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average will give us also resistance when we try to move higher. And again, guys, if you don't have any money and you want a free $500 airdrop position, go to Bybit, use the link in the description for that. You can trade all these coins here by depositing just $100 and claim your free $500 airdrop position. And guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We don't need to talk a lot about altcoins, because they just get hammered right now and they're more or less in no man's land. Let's see how things are looking tomorrow. But until then, don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you, I hope, with more money tomorrow.